Imagine this. It's Monday morning and you're rushing to the office. And now that a lot more people are going to the office, you find yourself fighting through traffic, trying to find parking, running to the office, and finally you make it there. Open your email, and all of a sudden you see an email from your coworker Sally that says, "Please take a look at this spreadsheet and let me know if you approve the latest sales numbers." You're thinking, wait a minute, why do I need to approve this spreadsheet? You double click on it anyway to see what it is, but nothing happens. At least that's what you think. In the background though, something is definitely happening. Your computer is now infected with a computer virus. And in a few hours or even days later, you're gonna be able to see files encrypted. Welcome to the world of ransomware. In this video series, I am going to show you a live demo on how ransomware enters the computer and the process that it goes through to encrypt the files. I'm going to show you the ways that you can protect yourself. If you're a Windows user, I have a video specifically designed for you. And if you're a Mac user, I also have a video for you. And if you're also thinking, or you already have systems in cloud services like Amazon AWS, I'm going to show you how ransomware can affect you in areas like that as well. So buckle up, let's get started. So the first question we need to answer is, what is this ransomware anyway? So ransomware is a form of malware that comes into your computer and it attacks your files. And we can say that it all started with this guy. Well, maybe not this guy specifically, but the idea is very similar. If you remember, when the Greeks and the Trojans were fighting, after 10 years of unsuccessful fighting, the Greeks decided to change the strategy. And what they did is they built this wooden horse and they left the city and they gave this wooden horse to the Trojans as a present, but they had troops inside of the horse. And the Trojans saw this present and they brought it into the city. And at night, when the city was silent, the troops came out of this wooden horse and they took over the city. So in a similar fashion, this malware comes into your computer in a form of a file, an attachment to an email, such as a spreadsheet, or something that looks familiar, something that looks interesting to you. You double click on it, and now your computer gets infected with this virus. And this virus goes in and encrypts the files with a key, it's called a key, that goes in and it changes the file format and it locks them. And this key can only be obtained from the hackers that gave you this virus. But in order for you to get the key, you have to pay a certain amount of money called a ransom. And this is the reason why it's called a ransomware. So now that we know what ransomware is and how it encrypts the files and how money is demanded from you so you can get your files back, I'm going to show you what the encryption looks like. So the first thing we're going to see is set of files, a bunch of different pictures I'm showing you, but it could be documents, could be spreadsheets, could be PowerPoint presentations. And then after the encryption takes place, this is what you see. It is the same set of files that you saw before, same exact pictures. The only difference is that now these files are encrypted. And if you notice, the extension changed. Now it has a .qscx for this specific virus that I have on this computer. But you do have something that is interesting. You have a README text file. And if you're expecting something very eloquent, something very nice, you know, like in the movies where you see a big skull come up on the screen and with red lights and saying your files are encrypted, now you must pay. Well, it doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes you see just this, a README text file. And when you open it up, you can return all your files like pictures, databases, documents, and other important documents that are encrypted, but you have to pay. If you notice a little bit down right here, it says, in order for you to decrypt your files, you must pay $980. Now, if you pay within 72 hours, the price goes down to $490. So they give you a discount. So now this is how the encryption takes place. Now that we see the encryption, I have a question for you. Have you ever had an experience with ransomware? Please let me know in the comments down below. I would like to hear what was the attack and how did you recover from it? If you're getting value out of this video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to hear the whole series. But now we're going to go ahead and focus on some of the highlights of 2021. We're only in July as of right now, and we have seen so many different high-profile cases. The first one that we're going to focus on is the one that just happened not too long ago, which is the Colonial Pipeline. As a matter of fact, this month, we just had another incident of a ransomware attack where many companies were affected. I believe 1,500 companies were affected. I'm not going to include that in this video. I'm going to focus on the Colonial Pipeline because this one affected most part of the eastern United States. And the Colonial Pipeline is the one that distributes gasoline to that area or that section of the country. A lot of people were worried that there was going to be scarcity of gas. They were not going to be able to find gas at the gas station. So it became a big mess. The hackers demanded $4.4 million for the key to be able to get the data back. This $4.4 million were actually paid a few hours after the attack happened. But the disruption lasted more than 6 days after the attack. Imagine if your business was disrupted for 6 days. Imagine what kind of damage it would do. It's incredible. The next one that we're going to focus on is Brenntag. Brenntag is a chemical distribution company based out of Germany. They have a presence in about 77 countries, and they were hit also in May of 2021. And the hackers demanded $7.5 million in Bitcoin. But after a while, I guess the hackers were nice. And the ransom was actually lowered to 4.4 million. They kind of like that 4.4 million type number, I guess. Actually, they asked for it in Bitcoin. So it just happens to be $4.4 million. So Brenntag is another example of a big profile company. Then we also have Acer Computers. Acer Computers was also hit in 2021. Acer Computers, a Taiwanese multinational hardware corporation. They are the 6th largest PC vendor in the world. And the hackers knew this, and they demanded $50 million. $50 million. And then we go to the next one, JBS Foods. JBS Foods is a Brazilian company, and they are the largest meat processing company in the world. The hackers demanded $11 million from them. Well, it was 22.5 million, but then they lowered the amount to 11 million. So now that you know what ransomware is, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start getting into the actual knowing of how the virus comes in. I'm gonna show you in the next video on how it comes in and how you can protect. So the best defense is a good offense. So let's go ahead and get the offense, and I'll see you in the next video.